Good day everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. What I have today is how to cut a bustier princess dart. Now it's a maxi gown, but I shall be working with the upper part of the gown first. So that is why you see this one unfold. This is serving as the front panel, while this one is for the back piece. So right now I'm going to start. I have you see the lines here. This line here is for the shoulder line, while this line here is for the chest line. Then this one here is for the breast point line, sorry. Then here is the under bust line, while this last one is the down part, which is the waist line. So I'm going to start immediately. Now I place my tape rule right here on the front panel. Can you see? So the shoulder line is 16 inches, and because it's on fold, so I'm going to divide that 16 by 2, which gives me 8 inches. So I shall be marking my 8 inches right here. Can you see? 8 inches. Now I'm going to trace this line down to this chest line here, and this is going to serve as my armhole. So before I do that, I'm going to measure that 8 which I measure here, so that I can achieve a straight line. So here is my 8. So right now I'm going to connect these two lines together. So having connected the lines together, so right now I'm going to carve out I'm going to measure the waist, the bust right now. And the bust for this is 39 inches. And 39 inches divided by is 38 inches, sorry. 38 inches is for the bust circumference. And 38 inches divided by 4. So I will have 9.5 inches. So I mark my 9.5 inches right here. Can you see? So right now I'm going to pause. So from under here, can you see I'm still working with the front panel, but it will be affected. The back panel will also be affected. We also share from this measurement. So I place it on the front panel. Can you see? So right now I'm going to measure from that point. I will measure 4 inches. So I have my 4 inches right here. So I will come to this place. I will also measure 4 inches. So I have my 4 inches right here. So right now I'm going to connect these two lines together. Now having connected these two lines together, so right now I'm going to measure this armhole line from the base, from this base here. I will measure 3 inches upward. So I have my 3 inches right here. So right now I'm going to make a curve. To meet this, can you see? So right now I'm going to proceed. So I'm going to extend this place by 1 inch, just an inch. So I have it 1 inch here. So I extend this line to this place, so that by the time I'm joining it, it will not be short. So right now I've concluded that. I'm going to start the measurement of the front. Now, like I said the bust is 38, and 38 divided by 4, I have 9.5 inches, which I marked the other time here. So I'm going to include 1 inch for the joining here. So I have my 1 inch here. So I'm going to add 2.5 inches as my seam allowance. So I have my 2.5 inches right there. So I'm going to measure. See, this is the breast point line. So I won't touch this. I will go straight to the under bust line, which is this. So on the under bust line right here, I'm going to, from this point here, I'm going to mark 1 inch inward here. So I place my tape on that line. Can you see? I want you to see it very well. Now I'm going to measure just 1 inch. So at the base too, which is the waistline, I will also measure 1 inch, and I connect that lines together. So right now, from this is our breast point line. From the breast point line, I'm going to mark a very curved, not too sharp. You see, not too sharp, curved line. So right now, I'm going to come to the neckline. The neckline, I'm marking 2.5 inches for the neck. So I have my 2.5 inches for the neckline because I don't want it to be too wide. So at that point here, I'm going to, here which is the armhole line, I'm going to reduce it by less than 1 inch, and this is serving as my shoulder slope. So I'm going to connect from that neckline to this shoulder slope here. So I connect it like so, and you see. So right now I'm going to mark my neckline, the depth of my neckline, and the depth of my neckline, I'm making it 5 inches. So I have it here. So I connect upward. I also mark 5 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines together. This one is for the front. Now to mark the depth of the neckline of the back piece, so 1 inch, I have it here. So this 1 inch, I'm going to extend it to this back piece. So I'm going to mark 1 inch. So I make a curve. Then here I make a curve. So right now I'm going to proceed. So at this juncture, I come to the under bust circumference, and the under bust circumference is 32 inches. 32 inches divided by 4, I have 8 inches. So I mark my 8 inches. Now this one here, I'm going to remove it, so I will have to replace it here. So that 1 inch, I will replace it. I have it here. Can you see? So let me draw it closer so that you can see it very well. So that is the 1 inch which I've replaced here. So 1 inch for the joining. I have my 1 inch for the joining. Then 2.5 inches for the seam allowance. I have it here. So right now, then for the waist is 33 inches. So 33 inches divided by 4, I have it here, plus this 1 inch, I add it here, then plus 1 inch for joining, I have it here, then 2.5 inches for seam allowance, I have it here. So right now, I connect these lines together. So I have it here. So I've connected just the last line together. I don't need all this, but the last one. So right now, I'm going to cut. So right now, I'm going to cut. Connect this together. Now, I've not completed that of the armhole. Now this place, I'm going to extend this place by 0.5 inches or less than 1 inch. So I connect this line to the midpoint of this. So look at it. I have 8 inches here and the midpoint is here of the armhole. So this line here, I'm going to connect it here in slant form. So for the armhole, the curve of the armhole, that's for the back, I have it like so. Now for the front one, I have it like so. So this is for the back, while this is for the front. So right now, I'm going to cut. Cut this. Now this is for the front. and here is the front. So right now I'm going to work with the back piece first. So the back piece, from the down part here, I'm going to measure. I have 6.5 to this place, 6.5. Now from this point I'm going to reduce this length by 1 inch inward. So from this tip I will be marking 1 inch inward. So right now I want to reduce this, and I will tell you the essence of doing that. So at the base here I'll measure 1 inch here. At the base here I will also measure 1 inch. This is 1 inch. So right now I'm going to make a curve to this place. Now the essence of removing this is for me to have a very flat back, so that at the end when I finish sewing I will not have a bunch at the back. So that is the essence of me removing this 1 inch, and this 1 inch has to be replaced. That was why when I commenced the measurement I added that 1 inch. That was why I included in the bust line. I was supposed to include, for the seam allowance for the bust line, it was supposed to be 1.5 inches, but I made it 2.5 inches because that 1 inch of the front panel I will remove it later, but it has been taken care of here. So that's the essence. So right now I've removed that 1 inch. So for the back piece I'm going to slit this into 2 right now. Please, if you have any question or you are still confused, please let me know by dropping your question in the comment section, and I will gladly attend to it. So it has been taken care of here. So right now I'm going to keep this aside. I come back to the front piece. So right now I'm going to proceed you remember this one, so I'm going to remove this right now. So I've removed that. So remember I added it when I was giving the seam allowance attention. So right now I come to the neckline. I remove it, neckline for the front panel. So right now what I shall be doing is to cut a lining for this, but remember we have not cut the down part of this gown. So I shall be cutting the down part of this gown. So I want to make this a bit, give me a perfect round. So right now I'm through with that. So the next thing is to work on the down part of the gown now. So for the down part of the gown, so what I measure on the waist of the top is what I shall be measuring here, and the waist is 33 inches. 33 inches divided by 4, whatever it gives is what I'm going to mark here. So I have it here, plus 1.5 inches. I have it here. Remember, this one is the back piece because it's going to have a zipper. That is why I've extended that one by 1 inch. So we proceed. Now coming to this is the waist circumference which I've just marked. Now coming down to the hip circumference. So I'm going to come down by 8 inches from the waist here. Okay, here is going to be my hip line. So I'm going to measure hip. The hip is 42 inches, and 42 inches divided by 4, whatever it gives me is what I shall be marking right there. So I have it here, 10.5. So 10.5 plus 1.5 allowance, seam allowance. You can make your seam allowance 1 inch. It depends on what you want anyway. So right now, I'm going to connect this line now. But before I connect that line, I go to the base. Remember, I have 10.5 inches here. And the total plus the seam allowance, I have 12 inches right here. I come to the base. The full length here is exactly the length I want for the gown. So right now I'm going to place my roll at the base. So this is the base. So right now I have 12 inches. I have 12 inches. Now 12 inches plus extra 7 inches or 7.5 inches. So it's what I shall be marking for the down part of the gown. So I'm going to connect this line to the lines I have up here, both on the hip side, hip line, and on the waist line. So right now I connect the lines together. So I'll be working with the last one where I have my seam allowance line. So connect. Please, if you have any question, don't just feel free to post your question. I will attend to it. Anywhere you are confused, just let me know so that I can attend to it on time. So, haven't drawn the line. So at the base here, I'm going to reduce the line here by 2.5 inches. Can you see? I've reduced it, the line here, by 2.5. So I will be connecting from here down to the tip here. Or if you want, you can measure from here to here. I have the total of 19.5. So you look for the midpoint. You can also look for the midpoint. After looking for you add extra 1. So from that point is where this line is going to get to. Okay. So you can see I didn't measure. So it's okay. So right now I'm going to cut. Shouldn't be too sharp. far so good. So right now I'm going to place the top on it while I conclude this tutorial. Now we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you have any question, please just drop your question so that I will attend to it. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Till we meet again, bye for now.